If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at. I lost everything. I became homeless. I lived in a car for 3 years.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 to 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 to 9. This one's for my top 10.
He's Steve Harvey.
And here's my take on his top 10 rules to success, volume 3. Enjoy.
What you gotta do to get the life that God wants you to have, you gotta put more air in your bubble. You got to blow your bubble up. Expand yourself. Take yourself out your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I'd love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things. That ain't happening. You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it. Now, like I was telling you before, if you want to be ordinary, you ain't even got to listen to me. Just go on about your business. If you think ordinary is cool, ain't no problem. It's some really, really wonderful ordinary people. But if you are sitting in this room and you have extraordinary aspirations, then you're going to have to do extra. You put extra on top of ordinary and you come up with extraordinary. It's no other way. I'm sorry, but here's the fact. All of you have extraordinary capabilities, all of you. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life and your ass was asleep.
Rule number 2, follow your gift, not your passion.
Quit running away from the gift. Your gift will make room for you. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at. Nobody asked you to go down here and study to be a dentist, and you ain't really good at that. Quit going down to the church trying to sing. You can't sing. Now, just because they let you sing at the church, you're not finna, ain't nobody else finna go with this. Because, you know, come as you are, the Lord loveth a cheerful giver, all that. We don't apply scriptures out here. You come to the Apollo and you can't sing, we got something for your ass up there. Period. Listen to me. All of you have this gift. Identify it. It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's what you should be doing. You're wasting your time pursuing your passion. The Bible does not mention passion. It mentions your gift. What are you gifted at and do that? Stop tripping. You can do that. If you fry chicken better than everybody you know, you ought to be somewhere frying chicken.
Rule number 3, jump.
Okay, here's the deal. If you want to be successful, here's the thing you have to do. You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff and you got to jump out there as far as you can. Now, a lot of times you stand on the cliff of life and you see other people soaring by, gliding down like a bird flying through the air. You know, they going over to the south of France. You see them on a boat somewhere. You see their family vacationing here, their family vacationing there. You see them dressing like this. You see them in New York, then you see them in London. They flying by. You know why? It's because their parachute open. But the only way to get your parachute to open so you can soar, you got to jump. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem, my friends. When you jump, I can assure you one thing. You listening? I promise you this. Your parachute will not open right away. No, that's the fear part. I promise you your parachute will not open right away. You're gonna hit them sides and them rocks. You're gonna tear your back out on them cliffs. You're gonna cut yourself. You're gonna get wounded. You're gonna get some tears and stuff like that. But eventually, the parachute will open and you'll be soaring. But here's the other caveat. Let me teach you this right here. If you do not jump, I promise you one thing, your parachute will never open. So you're safe, but you'll never soar. You got to jump.
Rule number 4, make a vision board.
People do not understand this. If you do not have it written down, your chances of it happening is reduced drastically because it's a principle of success. You have to have everything you want written. It's in the Bible. Now, you ain't got to be the greatest Christian in the world. You still got to get some of these scriptures and apply them. Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means take a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. Listen to me. That's real. If you don't think it's real, I dare you to try it. Write everything you want on a piece of paper. Everything. I don't care. Use your wildest imagination. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it every morning and every night. Come back here 1 year from today and see how much of that stuff then came true. That's a promise of your God. That ain't no theory I come up with. That's all successful people have it. Oprah's on TV for 30 years telling people about vision boards. It's very real. You have to write it. If it's not written, you reduce your chances greatly of it ever occurring.
Also, if you want to see what Steve Harvey and other black entrepreneurs have to say about excellence, check out my 254 series. The link is in the description below.
Failure means you've now learned another valuable lesson that pushes you one step closer to success. Your gift can be anything. You can't look at it as simply running, jumping, singing, and dancing.
Rule number 5, expose yourself to better things.
Google success, see if you get it. Google exposure, see if you get it. You have to be exposed to certain things in order for you to know it. And success is hard. If I try to get my millennials to understand, it take a long time to make a lot of money. Daddy, you making money, I'm 61. It take a long time to make a lot of money. You can't just go make money because you got Google. Let me show you something. When you get on an airplane, you ever notice when you walk on an airplane and you walk past first class, everybody in first class got gray hair? You ever notice that? They all a little up in age. They all 50 and up, especially during the week. Them businessmen, they earn the right. You go in the back, it's young people back there. You back there. You got your iPhone out, you got your headsets on. Them grown-ass men up there got their legs crossed, they got a briefcase out. They trying to figure it out. They trying to make this paper. They in front. But you gotta be exposed to get to first class. You gotta be successful to get to first class. That's why they closed that curtain. See, they can't have your ass in back of that plane with that curtain open. You ain't gonna believe what's going on up there. They bringing out a hot washcloth. You can wash up. They passing out menus. Everybody get hot nuts. You get all you want to drink. You ain't got to pay for the headsets. You get to watch the movies free. You get a choice of what you want to eat. They got to close that curtain. If you was in the back and they left that curtain on, you're driving people crazy. Hey, what my nuts? You don't get no nuts. Hey, how come I just got a half a can of Coke? That's all we giving you. How come these drinks is $5? He done ordered 3 drinks because he paid for first class. The seats is wider. Your knees can't touch the seat in front of you. It can't. The overhead space is plentiful for everybody. That's why they closed the curtain. So what you have to do, you have to expose yourself to things early in life. This is my suggestion. Do whatever you got to do to upgrade to first class. If it's spend a little bit more money, it's sometimes when you buy the coach ticket, when you get at the counter, just ask them, how much is an upgrade? If they say $75, just pay it one time. What happens is, once you sit in that first class seat, you have now been exposed. The game changes now. When you see that there's actually room on each side of you in first class, when you discover that you can slouch in your seat, that your arm does not have to touch the other person's arm, that they're gonna bring you a hot towel, they're gonna give you a menu, they're gonna let you drink all you want. You ain't got to buy the headsets. Once you fly first class, it conditions your mind to look and think for first class opportunities. Once you fly first class, let me explain something to you. Walking past first class gonna be hard. Once you done sat up there, flew a couple hours in first class, walking past them seats will be the hardest walk you make because you've been exposed.
Rule number 6, don't give up.
Your attitude determines your altitude. If you're a positive person, positive things happen to you. If you're a negative person, negative things are going to continue to happen for you. If you can put that in your scope this year, just change your attitude. Wake up and smile. How about just wake up and be grateful? It's just common sense, right? Next thing, especially after a show like today, life is really 10% what happens to you and 90% what you do about it. Look, everybody in this room, everybody watching, everybody got something they got to deal with. Get to dealing with it. Stop complaining about it. Complaining about it only makes it stay present. Do something about it. So life is 10% what happens to you is 90% what you do about it. And finally, don't give up when reaching your dream is difficult. Listen, if success were easy, you've heard it a million times. Everybody would be successful. It requires a grit and a toughness to be successful. But I got news for you. It's something that all of you have in you. Now, whatever you've been through, whatever that is, guess what? You're still here. You know what? That makes you a pretty tough person.
Rule number 7, take risks.
I was 27 years old, October 8th, 1985, Hilarities Comedy Club. Walked in the comedy club, first time in my life, won amateur night, $50. Drove 40 minutes home, cried all the way home. This girl I rode with, she said, why you crying? It ain't but $50. You don't even understand. I'm born. She said, what you mean you born? I said, I know what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. She said, you ain't winning but $50. No, I've been praying my whole life, God, what is it? My life gotta be more than this. I won that comedy competition. I went to work October 9th, the next morning, and quit my job. I'm gonna tell you something. That decision cost me everything I had. I lost everything. I lost my family. I lost friends. I lost everything. I became homeless. I lived in a car for 3 years. But I just saw this, I saw this vision. I just pursued it. I said, wow, that's it. You have to take chances in life. If you don't take chances in life, you'll never have the life God has for you. Life is about risk. If you play it safe in life, you ain't gonna have much of a life. If you play it safe, you won't have much of a life. Life is risk. It takes courage to pursue your dreams.
Rule number 8, slow down.
I look back at myself sometime and I think, what advice? What would I tell that young guy in college who was on the verge of flunking out of that very same college? What would I tell myself? Well, I'd tell myself about forgiveness. I'd remind myself, I would teach myself to forgive a lot quicker, including myself. I held myself to my own pain for a long time. because I kept rehashing those failures over and over and over again. And in rehashing those failures, it prevented me from moving forward. So I would tell that 20-year-old guy back then, be a little bit more forgiving of yourself and a whole lot more forgiving of other people's. To remember that Lord's Prayer that your mama taught you. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. It would have made my way a lot easier. I would also tell myself to slow down a little bit. Don't go so fast. What you rushing for? Life is coming. See, every time you rush, you get ahead. You miss some steps. I missed a lot of steps in life, but if you noticed, every time you miss a step in life, you gotta go back and get on that step.
Rule number 9, just be you.
I can't tell you about no education because I ain't got one. I ain't got no degree in nothing. I've been told my whole life you'll never be nothing simply because of the way you talk. You know how many times the way I talk, man? Because you know I'm kind of country, I don't really speak that good. You know, my English is not eloquent. I know that. But I ain't never let that stop me. When I first got on TV at NBC 7 years ago, they sent a linguist to see me. I didn't even know what that was. I thought this lady was finna show me how to make spaghetti or something. I didn't know, I'd never heard this. What is a linguist? So the woman comes in my office and she says, "Are we ready to begin?" And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, who are you?" She says, "I'm your grammar coach." I said, "For what?" She said, "NBC is of the understanding in order for you to be successful on daytime TV, you're gonna have to learn how to speak more eloquently." Oh, I said, "I ain't finna do all that there." She said, "Excuse me? What did you just say?" I said, "I ain't finna do all that there." She said, "Say what you just said to me again slowly." I said, "I ain't finna do all that there." She said, "That's exactly why I'm here. Because that is improper grammar on every level." I said, "Yeah, but I talk just like this here." She said, "Say that again." I said, "I talk just like this here." She said, "Slow that down." I said, "I talk just like this here." What's the problem? She said, "If you don't learn how to speak more properly, you'll never be successful." I said, "Who told you that?" You walked into my office, I'm already on TV. You know, where are you trying to go with this? See, the reason I'm not gonna let you change my mind is because I've never known you up until this point. Now I've made it to this point without you. I don't know how you figure I ain't gonna get the rest of the way without you. So I'm just looking at this lady. She says, "Listen to me. If you don't learn how to speak better, you'll be off TV." I said, "Okay, well, let me ask you something." I said, "Which one of these sound best to you? I am broke or I'm is rich?"
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is have fun.
I have someone for you, though. You don't see these a lot in the hood, but see that?
Okay, that's a
now this guy,
snap and turn.
Don't move, Steve. Just sit real still. I'm gonna show you this guy. Now this guy, his name's Tonka, Steve. And this guy, he doesn't mess around. He's an alligator snapping turtle. This is about a 150-year-old turtle. It's like a living dinosaur. Up to 1,500 pounds of pressure in that mouth. So if something comes down on it, bam, smashes it in 1,000 pieces. You wanna see him smash something?
Yeah.
Grab that carrot. It's about to get real in here, Steve. He'll give you street cred.
Can't about no street cred.
Yeah, you do.
Here.
You know what?
Steve ain't doing none of this here, man.
Let me show you.
This could be the one time he developed one last
Now let me show you,
burst
like
of
these
quickness.
guys, what they do.
Hey man,
Steve,
you gonna keep on here. Keep on.
I'm just gonna show you.
I don't know what they told you about me.
They said that you
mess
really
around,
like
get you in
snapping
your little
turtles.
turtle
Now,
kill.
this guy,
Okay.
say this is a fish, right? Fish comes in, he's like, "Oh, look at that, it's food over there." He goes in there and boom. That's what I'm talking about, Steve. Good stuff. You see that? This guy, you don't mess around.
He old as hell. That's how my granddaddy used to look when he ate.
Right.
Then it just fall out his mouth.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Steve Harvey on how to immerse yourself in success that I really think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Time to move from just watching a video to taking action in your life or business. Here we go. Question number 1, what is a risk that you've been putting off that you need to take? Number 2, what are you going to put on your vision board? And number 3, what will you do this week to get outside your comfort zone?
You have to get fluid in the language of success so you speak it with ease. Surround yourself with people who've accomplished their dreams and immerse yourself in the culture of achievement. And before you know it, you're going to be speaking the life of your dreams into existence. And like I've said before, we each have a gift. But too many people miss out because they refuse to sign the lease on their gift. You keep looking for it outside of you. Stop. Sit with yourself. What is it that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? That's your gift. But if you are constantly looking outside of yourself and you don't latch on to your gift, you will never find your purpose. If you want to succeed, you must commit to your own gift and embrace it.
If you want more Steve Harvey, check out the first Top 10 Rules video made on him. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The dream is free. The hustle is sold separate. I aim for stuff so big that the dream is bigger than the fear.